Quincy and Oscar by Kerry Millard. Quincy and Oscar were friends. In fact, Quincy and Oscar were best friends. Quincy had a frisky tail, and Oscar was a boy who went to school. Oscar's new school was at the bottom of the street in Quincy and Oscar's new neighbourhood. Every morning, Oscar gave Quincy an enormous bear hug. "See you later, alligator," said Oscar. Quincy liked being an alligator and gave Oscar an enormous alligator hug back. Then they said goodbye and Oscar walked to school. Every day, all day long, Quincy missed Oscar. Nobody in their new neighbourhood seemed to need a new dog. Not the cat next door, or the down the street dog, or the lady in the garden, or the postman, or the two naughty Dotty Spotty dogs. Every day, all day long, Oscar missed Quincy. Nobody at his new school seemed to need a new boy. Not Gregory, or Hanayo, or Duncan or James, or Claudia, or anybody. At the end of each day, Miss Clover helped Oscar find his hat. "Maybe tomorrow we'll find your smile," she'd say. Then Oscar walked home again. One morning, just as the sun was beginning to peek over the rooftops, Quincy woke up with a great idea. What if he went to school with Oscar? That way, all day, they could be with each other. Oscar bounced out of bed. "That's a great idea," he said. So Oscar and Quincy got ready for school. They washed their faces, and ate their breakfasts, and brushed their teeth, and chose some clothes, and made their lunches. After that, they looked for their hats. When they were all ready, Oscar and Quincy walked to school. Quincy was amazed. At school, there were big kids and little kids, and boy kids and girl kids, and balls and skipping ropes, and books and school bags, and benches and hats, and a big building with lots and lots of windows. "Wait till you see the sandpit," said Oscar. Quincy and Oscar dug the biggest hole ever. "Wow," said Claudia. "I've never dug a hole that big." When the bell rang, Quincy was very excited. He and Oscar lined up in pairs. "This is where we hang our bags," said Oscar. Quincy liked his bag and didn't want to hang it up. "You could hang your bag on the alligator hook," said Gregory. Quincy liked being an alligator, so he did. Oscar introduced Quincy to Miss Clover. She smiled and welcomed Quincy to the class. "You can sit beside Oscar," she said. Oscar gave Quincy a green pencil. Quincy had a great idea. "No drawing on the walls, please, Quincy," said Miss Clover. "Never mind," said Hanayo. "They're nice trees." When the class went to the library, Oscar showed Quincy a book all about dinosaurs. Quincy had a great idea. "No Tyrannosaurus Rexes in the library, please, Quincy," said Miss Clover. "Never mind," said Duncan. "You were terrifying." "It was terrific," said James. Oscar helped Quincy wriggle into an apron for art. Quincy had never used glue before, and he had a great idea. "Wow," said the kids. "Not bad," said Miss Clover. "Good grief! Can I hear a bear growling in our classroom?" said Miss Clover. "No, it's Quincy's tummy," said Oscar. Luckily, it was lunchtime. In the afternoon, Miss Clover said, "Okay, everybody, it's time to work on our project, Things That Fly." Quincy had a great idea. They snipped and shaped and glued and taped and bent and buckled and twisted and tied until Quincy was a seagull. A big gust of wind blew him up and over the school, and he swooped and he swished above the trees and over the rooftops. Quincy waved down at the lady in the garden, and the postman, and the cat next door, and the down the street dog, and the 2 naughty dotty spotty dogs. As Quincy glided back down over the roof of the school, he scooped up a hat and a ball and, "My sister's jelly bean green gumboot," said Miss Clover. "I kicked it up there when we were kids." And her face went a little pink. When school was over, Quincy was exhausted. "Goodbye, Quincy," said Miss Clover. "You have been a delightful visitor to our class." Gregory asked Oscar to play with him at school tomorrow. "Can we play too?" said the kids. The 2 naughty dotty spotty dogs asked Quincy to play with them in the park tomorrow. "Can we play too?" said the lady in the garden, and the down the street dog, and the cat next door, and the postman. Quincy and Oscar thought that was a great idea. Then Oscar and Quincy walked home again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.